Hello, good day. This is actually a video reflection for 2 days. Again, I'm sorry. Yesterday was a Friday. If you ask me what I did yesterday and today, this has been a 2-day project. It's quite interesting. It's called Living David's Life. And what that basically is, it's trying to reset my physical alarm clock. To give you some context, back in the day, there was this neuropsychology experiment that proved that your desire to eat, so basically consumption, was directly correlated uh, to your sleep schedule and your rhythm. And so there was this, I don't know if it was a TV show or I don't know, it was some kind of television or documentary thing they filmed. Basically, one of the jobs that have the most problem with jet lag is car racers, because they have to go to numerous different tracks all over the world. So car racers have to adjust very quickly to that jet lag, and also it's vital that they do because, well, their job and their career is centered around reflexes and making quick, important decisions that are probably closely related to their sleep, right? And so this little experiment was pretty simple. They had two racers, Oliver and David. Oliver was the control group, so he basically just ate as he pleased and slept as he normally would. And then David, on the other hand, he couldn't eat for 16 hours. He didn't eat anything for 16 hours. And then once they arrived at, I believe it was London, and it was morning at the time, then he could eat. So basically the theory, or I don't think it's a theory, but the result was that once he ate breakfast at a certain period, at a certain time frame, his body recognized that time as morning, and so his jet lag was basically gone, and his physical time clock was set to London over the course of a day. So I think that was a pretty great idea, and so I decided to integrate it into my sleep schedule and routine, since I don't want to be sleeping at 2 a.m. every other day. That's really quite painful. And I also want to start my days earlier, so I'm going to start my days at 7:30. The big reason for that is because I'm preparing for the December SAT, and when I go to my school and sleep over, 7:30 is basically the time I would get up and go participate for the test. So I would like to wake up consistently at 7:30 so I can make my physical and mental self prepared for the test on that day. So, and did I start for 16 hours yesterday? I started for 18 hours, just in case. And I woke up at 7:30 today and ate breakfast. So I think it played out pretty well. Yeah, so, yeah, we're going to have to see tomorrow and how tomorrow fans out. But for now, I think it has been quite a success. Now, that's that. We're going to move on to our first new update. The String King Composite 2 Pro Face-Off has finally arrived from SportsStop. They do have a warranty, 6-month warranty on this thing, which is lovely because I ordered the 155 gram version, which is slightly lighter, and since this is carbon composite, I am concerned. Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest, I am concerned. I have seen several shafts under the 170 mark break on their owners, and that has not been pretty. So I really hope this one doesn't break, because this one looks gorgeous. I taped it up. Oh, and also an interesting feature this one has compared to, just a second, my original Muramasa, or this is the same Composite 2F. The only difference is this one's a lot heavier due to taping, and it's just naturally heavier, but the difference is that this 175 gram version only has this bulge at the top here, and so I actually tape this part up. That's where my left hand would be when I'm doing face-offs. It's actually almost exactly my shoulder width. It's actually a little smaller than that, but yeah, it's basic. Actually, I think it's a little wider. Yeah, but yeah, that's where I used to hold. On this one, however, I think I'm actually going to try to change grips because if I hold here, I have more leverage, right? This one has two bulges, one near the top side of the head and one near the bottom, one at the very bottom of the shaft. So I get two of these points. My coach has been directing me to have this motorcycle grip as low as possible. So when you rev up the motorcycle, you know how you do this? He wants me, when I take my starting position, when the ref says set, he wants my hand like this. And the reason is because then when I go to push it, my hand naturally rotates back into place, because this is where I'm comfortable, right? This is where my hand is comfortable at. So when the ref blows the whistle and my muscles tense, my wrist can naturally flip back into place as I'm taking this motion. Like that, yeah. So that's basically how he wants me to do it. And I don't want to do this, or actually I want to, but I just don't feel comfortable yet, because right now, I don't know why, but I think it's going to take a bit more getting used to, or maybe it's chops or whatever. I'm just not used to this right now. I'm not used to this grip. So that was the first update, and also this head is the Mark IIF stiff, but contrary to what I normally experience, this one isn't too stiff. I actually broke it in today. Yeah, so this one isn't too stiff. Honestly, it's not that different from the original 2F. So I really like these heads made by String King. A lot of people don't, but I advise you to like them because they are just better. But what do I know? What do I know about face-offs? And then the second update is this. I now have a flame because I bought this 260 pack of flints. So I've put one in, locked and loaded, and so I can have a fire with my Constantine Zippo lighter. That's embarrassing. Ta-da. I really like this. I don't know why, but it does give me mental comfort when I do this. It just does. It's ouch. It's just reassuring. And also, I really like doing this quick knock. Yeah, that one. But it's not even a trick. It's just, I don't know why I like it. I just do. If I do it too many times, my hand hurts because it's too hot, but I don't care. And I think I'm going to be needing this tomorrow because I am pretty sure one of these are going to end up snapping because I've been practicing with them all week. Thankfully, the bespoke grass that I've gotten is very soft and very kind on the strings. So they haven't ripped yet. I've been facing off with this for about 3 hours in my living room, and as you can see, not really that much wear and tear. So that's definitely an upside. And yeah, okay. So this is interesting. Maybe next time I'm going to actually connect it out to the side, to string it to the outside. Maybe that's actually a better idea. Huh. You know what? We'll see. The difference with this one, the stiff version, is that I've stringed it very tightly, and so the mesh is strung to the outside. I mean, it's the same with this one, but the mesh isn't outside because it's very flexible. There's a lot of leeway in the way I string this, and the way I stringed it like this is to avoid being illegal, actually. But on second thought, this actually sounds like a pretty sound idea, because now that I've been breaking in my heads, I'm actually worried something might get stuck inside here or when I do that. So I think this stringing method should be more helpful, hopefully, to avoid making my sticks illegal. Anyway, that's basically it. Oh, and then this is the last update. I've been reading The 7 Habits. We are approaching habit 4. I've finished habit 3, which is about management, and I've made my calendar. Actually, I'd like to share my calendar, which I can't seem to find at the moment, but I'll just share a couple of my personal mission statement additions that I have. We're going to put our lighter on lighted mode, because I really like to tell my story with the light on. It's going to be burning hot by the time it ends. Firstly, I understand the priority. These are additions, so they're not refined. I just jotted them down as I was reading the book. 1. I understand the priorities of those I love, and I act accordingly. This means I respect the needs and wants of other people that I love, and I respect and care for their priorities as much as I care for them. 2. I make promises very carefully, but the ones I make, I guard with my honor and name. It's pretty much self-explanatory. It basically says I don't make promises spontaneously, on the spot, or irrationally, but the ones that I do make, it's like this. Decide for what you stand for and stand for it every time. Yeah. Okay. Number 3. I honestly and clearly state my expectations. This has to do with relationships, with friendships, with parent and son things. But yes, I clearly state my expectations about the other person, and I clearly and honestly state what I want from them. I act with integrity. This can be difficult, not in a business setting, but especially when you're dealing with personal matters, but hopefully it's not too big of a problem. I act with integrity. My behavior and actions match my thoughts and speech. This basically means I'm not someone who is different inside out. I am the same person inside out. I act the way I talk. I act in accordance with my speech. Actually, that's a way better way of phrasing that. Act in accordance with my... Actually, I act in accordance with my words is better. Okay, 4 or 5. I uphold the trust of those who are not present. So this means I don't go back talking behind someone's back, and I don't talk of someone else's secrets. I don't disclose them. Number 5 or 6. I'm saying 5 or 6 because I lost track of how many is up there. We'll just go with number 5. Number 5. I realize my mistakes and apologize in earnest. I may be slow, but I apologize in earnest, and I realize my mistakes. I make mistakes. I am proud to make mistakes. And this is number 6. I make mistakes, but I do not cover them up to protect my ego. Number 7, I keep my head cool and recognize urgency and importance. This is from habit 3. Also from habit 3, number 7 is my initial answer is a no. And then this is, I think, 7. And this one's fun. This one is going in the way it's written. I'm kind, unconditionally and impartially. That's the kind of person I want to be. Anyway, that's it. I'd like to share my calendar, but it's not with me at the moment, so you're going to have to wait until tomorrow. And that's basically how long... Oh god, a Zippo lighter lasts. That's... Why is this part hot? Whoa. Ouch. I don't get the science behind why this is hot. Like, why? Is it because it's metal, and since this part gets... I'm not even going to touch it because I was semi-burned earlier today. I'm just going to use this one. Is it because... Actually, YouTube might age restrict me, so I'm going to use this one. Is it because when this hot part heats up, it heats up this bottom part of its insert, and that insert part heats up the rest of the lighter? if that's the case, I gotta say, like, oh man, like, come on. Oh jeez, that's warm. That's really warm. That's like a hot pack. I love this. Anyway, that's it. Oh god, I don't even want to touch that. Jesus. That's not I'm actually gonna open it and put it here so it can cool. I am sorry I messed with you. I'm not gonna do that again. Anyway, that's it. I hope you have a great day. Oh my god, it's been 15 minutes? Okay. And by the way, I think I'm going to change my name. I was originally planning to name these guys Muramasa and Hayabusa. These names are Japanese and they both have unique and interesting stories. Muramasa is a name, or actually branding, of a swordsmith in Japan back in the day, I believe in the 1500s. And he's like a, how would you say? He's like a Chevy. A Chevy is reliable, and actually I don't really know a lot about Chevys, but in Korea we have a model called the K5, which is reliable and pretty cheap. But the problem with reliable and pretty cheap is that a lot of people who are inexperienced buy them and commit accidents with them. Similar to that, the Muramasa at the time was reliable and cheap, so it was cost efficient as well. And so a lot of unskilled and untrained samurai ended up buying Muramasa blades and committing some A, felonies, B, treacheries, and C, accidents. So Muramasa got the name the Spirit Blade Muramasa, which basically means it's related, it owes that name because it has been related to bad events. And it's also tied with Japanese history lore, but I won't go too deep into that. Anyway, that's why I chose the name for this one, because it's black, and the idea, it's a bit cringy, but hear me out. It's that my hand speed is so fast that they can't react that it's almost spiritual. There, I've said it. Okay. Now moving on, this is the second one. I was going to name this Hayabusa. Hayabusa means peregrine falcon, and I actually wanted to name this Hayabusa because the motorcycle I want to buy in the end is called a Hayabusa. It's a 1,300cc over-liter motorcycle, incredibly fast. Actually, the first motorcycle, I believe, in history to reach above 300 kilometers per hour. Incredibly fast, looks sleek, and is still going strong. Anyway, so it's fast. That's basically what it means. But then I've recognized that there are a couple of pretty cool Korean names related to speed, so I will be back in touch probably very soon, because I'm going to film these every day with a new interesting name. And tomorrow, if I feel down and don't film a video reflection, that's probably because there have been some, how do you put it, not ideal events concerning U20. I don't know at this point. Look, yes, I'm good at clamping, and I'm working on my exit. Am I good at everything else in lacrosse? No, I am not. I'm working on those as well, but they're going to take a bit of time, and I don't know if the U20 coaches are going to spare me for the second training team. Look, I tried, but I don't know if they noticed that. But I'm still having fun playing lacrosse, so that's that. Anyway, have a nice day, and let's check if my lighter is cooled. It's still warm, but at least I can now do... That's anticlimactic. Bye-bye.